Well, you're here now. Welcome to episode 11 of Neil's Shed. Bumper episode for you this week. Loads been going on. I've been dead busy. Excuses. No, but I really have spent most of the last few weekends helping my cousin out on his boat, doing some little jobs there. I did a little job on the engine, fixed the engine up. I did a little job on the winch for the anchor. That's why my bench is covered in oil. What else to do? I did a little painting on the sonar arch there, fixed that up. Just getting the boat looking ship shape for my cousin. So that was a good little few weeks work that on the weekends doing that. So I bought 1 or 2 jobs home off the boat for me to crack on with over the evening, and one of them was like a light fitting that had got corroded just from the sea air. So I tried to tidying that up and it wasn't very successful, and I'm quite disappointed with the outcome. So not everything always works in Neil's Shed, but let's have a little look at that and see what went on there. So let's have a look at what we've got. What's in the back here? So we've got the light fittings off the boat, and as you can see they've got a bit of corrosion around the outside on that. It's supposed to be stainless, that, but I think it must be coated. So let's have a look at it and see if I can clean it up and get that rust off and see if we can tidy them up. This one here, it started to waste it away a little bit, so I'm going to have a look at to see if I can put something there to fill it in. Okay, I was going to take the wires off, but it's all with like staples, so I'm going to have to try and work around them. And there's a switch there as well. I don't really want to mess with that. So I'm going to start off with this little wire brush, nice and gentle. See what happens if it doesn't work. I'll get something a bit more tougher on it. See the video of we watched. I'm filming the other way around now. See if I can give you a better video experience. Right, I think it's time to break out the big guns. Okay, let's see how this works. Right, something a bit smoother now. A little bit of sandpaper. So clean them up now with the little grinder thing, wire brush. There's still a bit of corrosion on them, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a bit of sandpaper and do a hydraulically, and then see if we can tidy it up. Still don't know how I'm going to fix the bits where it's corroded away, but I'll come up with something. Get the sandpaper out. Clean these up now as best I can. Bit of sandpaper. I think that corrosion now, it's embedded, it's pitted, it's not going to come off. I've got it down as much as I can, so I'll see if I can find some paint to cover that up. But first I want to try and get rid of this corrosion, try and straighten this edge off. I don't know what I've got, but I found this stuff which is like I've had lying around a marine weld. So that's like it turns into like a metal once it's mixed. So I'm gonna mix some of that up, stick it on, see what happens. Could end up a mess, it could work, could look brilliant. So I'll mix this up now, and I think I'll try and chuck it on, see what happens. Okay, so I found a little bit of plastic, got me remade something to mix it with. Let's see how we go. I think this is equal amounts. Don't know how much I'm gonna need, like. Stinks. Keep out of reach of children. Is that the same? Looks about the same. So that's the hardener, so that's the steel, that's the hardener. So I'll have a little bit more hardener to see if I can get a little bit more like a putty. Okay, I think that's good enough. That looks well runny. Don't know if this is going to work. What I can probably do is put it on and then sand it down afterwards. Just, this probably ain't going to work, but it's worth a trying it. I mean, what could go wrong? What's the worst that could happen? I destroyed the whole thing. So what I've decided to do, because it doesn't seem to be setting quick enough and it's peeling away, so I'm going to put some tape behind it, see what happens, making it up as we go along, as always in Neil's shed. Wait for it to go off and then file, and my plan is to file it. Oh, I've left this a good few hours now. Seems to have gone off, so I'm going to peel off the tape and see what happens. It's not looking good, is it? This might be Neil's shed first failure. Stick this one. Well, I suppose it's not that bad really. I can just sand it down now. So that's been a bit of a disaster, that hasn't really worked, it all fell away. So I'm going to sand it off best as I can, and then I will look at using just normal filler. Let's have a go with that. I think I might have just got away with this one. Wasn't as bad. This one's alright, so probably going to need to keep this one the way it is. So I had some of this lying around in the shed, ready to use, all-purpose filler. But hasn't been open for a while. Let's give it a stir with the old trusty ruler. As you can see, it's still alright, I think. It's dry. Gotta work it and get it going again. If that works, Neil. Might work, might not. Neil's shed. It's going to be hard to build up that edge. That would be easy, doesn't it? I've got some cement there. I'm at a loss. Don't know what to do. I think this might call me out, this. So I think this is what they call the last chance saloon. I've got some white silicone, and as a last ditch attempt to try and save myself, I'm going to seal all around the edge to this piece of paper. Yeah, like that. A bit too much on that one. I'll leave that now to set. Come back to it in a couple of hours. I'm going to cut it with the Stanley knife blade. Let's see how it gets on. Yes, I will not be defeated. I refuse to be defeated. So here's where we're at. I've changed out to my good t-shirt now because I'm always getting accused of wrecking my good t-shirts in my shed. This one looks alright. And this one is siliconed to there, so I'll get my Stanley knife. So let's see if this has worked. I'll cut it up there to start off with. It says leave for 24 hours, but I've left it for about two. Oh, don't mind if I do. Thank you. So the silicone has gone off. I haven't left it long enough. So I'm going to leave it till tomorrow and paint it then, but what I can do is paint this one. What I need to do first, see if I've got any paint. It's Monica's tray of paint. Oh, there's the gold paint there that I used to do my sign. What's that? Oh. Aha, silver. Steel rule. It's not very silver, is it? Silver. Oh. Well, that's torn it. Also coming up this week, somebody has actually sent me the shed. I have got a show as your shed. I'm made up. Simon up in Kirkcaldy, up in Fife, has sent me that. So let's have a look at Simon's shed. Yes. Show us your shed.
So, this was my shed that I showed you pictures of, Neil, from the outside as I started to build it. But as you'll see, it's not a shed. It's an aviary shed for all my birds. My workshop is in the garage, photographs to follow. Alright. Anyway, this was the shed I was showing you. That's now a bird shed. So, £16 by 10.5. So, That picture there, Kirsty drew, the one at the top here. She's done it for my shed in here. My old Avery side. Down here. So now we're out to the workshop, or workstation, as Kirsty's wrote on something that you'll quite like. Here it comes. The saw. You did yours on a plane, but we've done ours on a saw.
How boss was that? Made up with that. Cheers for that time. I love Shows Shed. I wish I had more Shows Shed. It really makes me day when I get a Shows Shed. And really precise with your measurements as well. I love that. What was it? 16 foot by 10 and a half. I don't even know what this measures. And you got the birds in your like your Avery shed in your other shed. The only pets I get in there is the odd cat walking in, the dog coming in, and worms from my lizard. So that's brilliant. That I made up on the sign as well that Kirsty made, the workshop sign on the saw, which was just inspired by my plane sign, which is brilliant. I love it that, you know, people are getting on board and you know, enjoying the shed. And let me know if I've inspired you to do yours. And Show As You Shed, I love getting Show As You Shed. That's what it's all about, like a little shed community going. And then talking about the signs, you might have seen on my Facebook group that I finished my sign and I put it up just outside there. There's the picture of it in position there. I thought I made up with that. And talking about the Facebook group, thanks for joining. I've had a little bit of a switch around because I had a business Neil's Shed page and I had to pay to promote things. I'd done it wrong, so I started up a Facebook group. So I'm transitioning between things. So thanks everyone who's moved over to the Facebook group. If you haven't yet, then do so. And also ask a little favour, invite one friend who you think might like Neil's Shed to the group, and let's try and build the numbers up and get a couple more numbers going on Neil's Shed, the Facebook group, for exclusive news and stuff. So I've had another little project on the go this month. The bottom of my door, some water's been getting in because I haven't got, like, I don't know what it's called, a thing that comes on it. So I've been working on sorting that out. To have a look at that as well, see what you think about that. So I've got a bit of a problem here, as you can see. It's wet, the damp coming into Neil's shed. When I shut the door, there's nearly like a paint there. All the water's just running down the door into there. So we've got this big piece of wood off an old bunk bed. So I'm gonna make it out of that. So I've just measured it there. It was 770 total. Just put a little 45 degree cut down the back and there, so then I can screw it to the bottom of the door and see if that stops the water coming in. Neil's tips. Neil's tips. It's inside of it. Always check you're not cutting into a screw. You snap your blade. Luckily, Neil's shed is very well stocked and we've got a couple of spare blades there. Oh. I want a screwdriver. It's there. So that's that snapped blade. Don't forget, if you're going to change the blade on your jigsaw, we're going to disconnect the power first. Now we need an Allen key to change this. I've had this. Must be nearly 20 years. Makes me feel old. I've got tools older than you, lad. This is my Allen key box. I don't think I've had my Allen key box out there. Loads of Allen keys in there. It's taken half an hour to find the right one now. Okay. what I usually do is go through the tin, looking for the right size leaky, and then when I can't find it, I just tip them all out on the bench. This one. There we go. Isn't it warm this weekend? It's like real summertime's arrived. On my head, I'm in my shed. So, let's tidy back my Holland as well. He's breaking a sweat. I might have to stop in a minute. Put the power back in. Tips, always remember to put the power in here. Heat must be getting to me. Right, let's get this a more manageable size. Oh shit! What are we gonna do to snap another blade? What a disaster! It's because I'm trying to cut through that and then that. And I've broken 2 blades now, so I've only got 1 left. Neil's shed is running out of space. So, Alexa, add jigsaw blades to the shopping list. So, I'm going to set up my jigsaw now to cut at an angle of 45 degrees. Now, I've never done this with this jigsaw, but if you're looking there, there's 2 little Allen head keys there. So, in theory, I should be able to loosen them and tilt this plate to 45 degrees. So, I can put that angle in for my door and not snap the blades, because that's my last one. I'll have to go to B&Q. So I might need a little bit of lubrication, so I'll go to my lubrication shelf. Not this one. This maintenance spray. Bit of maintenance spray in there. Loosen things up a little bit. Let's see how that works. Just double check the power's off. Yes, no power. Safe to proceed. Okay, let's see how this works. Oh, that's quite loose. I didn't expect it to be that loose, to be honest. And that one's loose anyway. So now we should be able to tilt that. And loosen it a bit more, Neil. Oh, there you go. Now, is that 45 degrees? What's that lever do? Never seen that lever before. That's the speed. Alright, never used that lever before in my life. That's 20 years. Probably just broken out. So, we're all set up now on that 45 degree angle. So what I'm going to do, my door piece, I've left it a little bit longer than what I need. So I can clamp it to my bench and cut that edge in there. Let's see how this goes. So once they keep that on it, but looking at setting my jigsaw up, I can use that, it'd be a nice guide, but then I think the blade is going to hit the top. So I think if I want to put this angle on properly, I'm going to have to move it. Took that off, I'm going to clamp it to my bench now. It's going to be a bit awkward cutting this, to be honest, but we'll have a go. What's the worst can happen? Neil's shed in shock hospital visit. I've got some G clamps here, so I'm going to clamp it on with them. Okay. There goes nothing. It's a bit wonky. Bit of an angle. So it is a bit wonky down one end, but I think once I screw it on and put a bit of filling on, you won't notice. You remember the competition I held a couple of weeks ago that nobody bothered their arse to enter? I have an abundance of files. So I'm going to file up the edges on that. I am going to screw it on, paint it white, and then see it. Let's see how that turns out. But first, I like working in a mess. Let's to tidy it up. Going along. Bits of rasp. Maybe a bit too much. I was working on a job once, and the site manager, years and years ago, I was fitting air conditioning, and the site manager went, "Bloody joiners, just because Joseph was one, you all think they're bloody Jesus." Let's have a look at this. Good job, I've just shut that door because it doesn't fit. We're better off for this, like. I landed in a pot. So that looks great, that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up outside, go and get my screwdriver off charge and see if we can screw it on, see what it looks like, and then I'll paint it as promised. And then the last one, yeah, which is a lot like. So my pencil needs sharpening. This is why these other sheds in the sheds of the year, have they got a Stanley knife? Have they got a pencil? Have they ever sharpened a pencil with a Stanley knife in their shed? No, because they get sawdust on the lovely couch. I'm going across my telly. Oh. So, mown over. I'm going to use my dad's hand drill, I think. For the first, I'll get fed up and then probably move on to my power drill. So I'll just sort myself out with a drill bit, which are here. It's falling off today, isn't it? This is the advantage of having a shed where you know where everything is. You can open this and go, oh look, I need a drill bit. Oh look, there's my drill bit. Oh look, I'll put that back there. Oh look, here's my hand drill. You get the idea. So this, if you ever, I can't remember what, I think it was episode 9. I was given this by our Phil, my brother. It was my dad's hand drill. So we're using it today. Shall I clamp it? Yes, clamp it, Neil. Here we go. Look at this. Let's just bring it here through a glass eye. Better for the environment. Not using any electricity, am I? Just using Neo power. That's that piloted with my little hand drill. I'm going to go and get my leaky screwdriver off charge. But then what's gonna we kind of defeated the object with it though. That leaky screwdriver is the best thing, the best tool I've got. I love it. I ain't doing it hydraulically in this heat. You're outside Neil's shed now. I'm gonna get this angle right now. I want the angle right so the water drips off there onto there and not into the shed. So I'm gonna go for about that. Go for the middle first. Probably everything's going to go wrong here, but yeah, because if you look at the angle of my screws, completely wrong. I've redone the holes so they're going straight rather than down. So that should work now. I've put one in. Let's put the rest in. Slight adjustment required on this corner. So my intentions were well. I put it on. I did think about putting a little angle on the bottom of that, but I didn't at the time. But now looking at it, it is catching. So looks like I'm gonna have to take it back off again and put a little angle on that, because in the winter when it gets wet and it starts to expand, that'll jam. So I need to take the same off the bottom of that one. Take it back off again now, Neil, for the third time. So just nipped in and just cut a little edge off that with my saw. So hopefully that's enough. Probably won't be, but there's a bit. Anyway, where's them screws? Still catching ever so slightly, and I haven't got the angle I wanted now. So it's going to run off onto there and probably run into the shed. Balls. The coat on that, a couple of hours. Bit of filler on there to hide me dodgy edges and screw holes. I think that'll look alright. See if it works to stop the rain coming into my shed. There we are. I've just put the second coat on. Filled in them a little bit of hulk. Hopefully it'll do the job. I'm happy with that. And it's my shed. I'll probably get another coat when I do the door before the end of the summer. Coming up now, I've got a new thing. I'm glad to tell you there, by the way, that some of you will be glad, some of you won't, that celebrity sheds. I haven't got one this week, you know, been busy and with COVID and everything, you know, all the celebrities that are a bit busy. I haven't been able to get in touch with my contacts, so I haven't been able to get a celebrity. But we've got a new feature this week called Neil's Joke, so I hope you enjoy Neil's Joke. So I went to Comet the other day, Curry's PC World Comet, you know, the hardware store, and I went into the thing and I was after the kettle. So I went up to the counter, because it's COVID, isn't it? You can't go in the shops anymore. So I went up to the counter and I said, would anyone be able to get me a kettle? And the guy behind the counter said, Ken would. So I said, oh, can you go and get Ken to go and get me a kettle then? So I've got loads of lovely content there for you this month, but also from last month. Thanks for watching last month's video, but I also done a couple of spin-offs. I might do one this month, but I don't think I've done many bloopers in recording this. So have a look at video 10A, which I did. It was a bit more of an update about the sign, and I did a little thing on sneaky spray. So check out video 10A. I also did a bloopers video, which hardly anyone's watched. So if you want to watch that as well, give that a little watch. So that was video 11. I hope you've enjoyed it. I've certainly enjoyed making it for once. And don't forget, please don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and join my Facebook group for regular updates and things like that. Bit of a busy summer coming up now, so I don't know what opportunities I'm going to be getting to be doing more videos and more bits of DIY and stuff like that. I'm at my offshore shed all next week, and then so we'll see where we are and see how we get on. But other than that, like, subscribe, comment, share, and all that usual palaver. And I don't know why I just done that. Shed. Forgot to say my shed. It smells like a bit like wood, because we've been doing a bit of with my jigsaw, a bit like paint and a bit like silicone. So nice little mix going on in the shed this month. So let us know what your shed smells like.